Good morning, everybody. It is really an honor and a privilege to welcome the great Tuck class of 2020 back to, yes, woo! Back here to campus for this special Investiture celebration. Welcome to our graduated, not graduating, graduated students, and to all the Tuck partners and friends and family and tiny Tuckies who are joining us here today. Class of 2020, here we are, finally. It was nearly 28 months ago that the college was forced to postpone our in-person commencement exercises because of the then burgeoning pandemic. And it was at that time that we first set our sights on this weekend's makeup celebration. I first want to thank several people for making this celebration happen. As always, the incomparable Dean Sally Yeager, Lauren Morse and the awesome MBA program office team, Liz Nunez and the awesome alumni engagement team, and the terrific planning committee of 4 of your classmates, Alexa Gales, Jess Hayes, Ross Klosterman, and Caroline Wells. I need not tell you, the class of 2020, how drastically the world has changed since your final term at Tuck. I know that many of us have experienced hardship and that many of us have experienced loss since that time. Amidst all of this, I sincerely hope that every one of you is following your dreams and that you are working to meet the vast post-pandemic need for wise, decisive leaders who are bettering the world through business. The purpose of today's reconvening is to celebrate your class, and that's where I want to focus my brief remarks. As talented as my faculty and staff colleagues like Professor Ramon are, you, the class of 2020, learned at least as much from each other as you did from us during your 2 years on campus. Your classmates can be a continual source of ideas, inspiration, and collaboration, as you hopefully have been discovering the past 2 years. Enjoy being with one another this weekend, but please, just as important, make every effort to keep in touch after we all disperse on Sunday. The magic of the Tuck School and of your great class comes down to people. Keep in touch with each other and with us. You are forevermore part of Tuck's tightly knit community. We will always be at your side to connect you to new people and new opportunities, to encourage your continued learning and striving, and to celebrate your accomplishments. And your accomplishments, that brings us to the next part of this celebration, the awards. I've asked Dean Hall and Dean Yeager to join me up here at the podium to hand out some long overdue student awards.
Welcome back. It's my privilege to introduce you to your Tuck Scholars for the class of 2020. Edward Tuck Scholars are those students who have demonstrated outstanding academic accomplishment during their 2 years at Tuck. Scholars are designated by the faculty at the end of their second year. I now will read the names of the Tuck Scholars and ask that they come forward to receive their certificates and be recognized. Recipients, after receiving your certificates, please line up in front of the lectern for a photograph. The Edward Tuck Scholars for 2020 are Christopher Ballard, Julia Joy Burke, Rafi Bardwaj, Peter Cahill, Sanford B. Carton, Zachary Castle, Colin Kerr Chapin, Grace Close, Tara Davids, Lawrence Bennett Duggan, Ryan Ganong, Claire Brennan Grossel, Hazel Gunapala, Samyak Giroli, Sudanshu Kimka, Ross Klosterman. Idai Kazubiekova. Emily Main. Douglas Perizo. Sydney Shuett. Megan Turvo. Samuel Torres. Ryan Turk. The Tuck Scholars with distinction are Whitney Lane Fletcher, Emily Fox, Reuben Hampton, Kate Meekum Hartford, Shailendra Kimka, Fabian Kissing, Adam Daniel Leibowitz, Benjamin McIntosh, Trey Meyer. The Tuck Scholars with high distinction are Christopher Carey, Nicholas James Foreman, Christopher Kalpin, Kuba Nowitzki, Tosh Parashev, Deepak Sankaran, Archana Vamanrao, and the Tuck Scholars with highest distinction are Christopher J. Bartenstein, Madeline Conlon, Sean Shafi'i, and Matt Weems.
She didn't come. Yeah. I know. I need a stool. So, thank you. Sorry. I just want to say it is so great to see you guys here. It makes my heart sing. So welcome home, you guys. It's really wonderful. At this time, we award prizes honoring those graduates who have distinguished themselves through excellence in the classroom and service to the Tuck community. The John F. Anderson T35 Award. This prize is awarded to the graduating student who, in the judgment of the faculty of the Tuck School, has shown the most promise in the pursuit of marketing skills. The John Anderson T35 Award winner is Christopher Joseph Granata. The Herman Feldman 1929 Memorial Prize. This prize is awarded to a member of the second-year class who has done excellent work in his or her program as a whole and who has displayed interest in the field of leadership. The recipient of the Feldman Prize is Julia Joy Burke. The James A. and Sabra M. Hamilton Award in Administration. This prize is awarded to that member of the second-year class who, through personal qualifications and accomplishments in courses in the fields of business policy and organizational behavior, shows the greatest attributes of a capable administrator. Due to a tie, we have two recipients. The recipients of the Hamilton Award are Madeline Conlin and Kate Meekum Hartford. Unfortunately, Kate cannot be here today, but we will make sure she gets her award. The Lieutenant J.G. Walter A. Jacobs Memorial Award. This prize is awarded to a student who during their first year has demonstrated intellectual ability and curiosity, sound judgment in academic work and activities outside the classroom, and personal habits and conduct which inspire confidence and enthusiasm. The recipient of the Jacobs Award is Hazel Gunapala. The Charles I. Leibovitz Memorial Award. This prize is awarded to the second-year student who has, during the first year at Tuck, made an outstanding contribution to the daily life of the school. The recipient of the Leibovitz Award is Catherine Liao. The Lillian and Charles Leach Prize for Excellence in Finance. This prize is awarded to a graduating student who has shown excellence in the academic area of finance. The recipient of the Leach Award is Zachary Castle. And unfortunately, Zach can't be here today either, so again, we will make sure he gets his award. The Darrow Saunders Award. This prize is awarded to a graduating student who, through both personal qualities and accomplishments in management communication courses, demonstrates outstanding ability to communicate effectively as a manager. The recipient of the Saunders Award is Sean Shafi. And again, Sean unfortunately cannot be here with us today. The Tuck Centennial Student Award. This award is given to a first-year and a second-year student who exemplify the spirit and character of the Tuck School. Chosen by their classmates, recipients embody outstanding leadership, selflessness in everyday actions, extensive involvement in the Tuck and Upper Valley communities, and a firm commitment to the traditions and principles of the school. The second-year recipient of the Centennial Award is Natalie Triedman King. the Julia Stell Award. This prize is awarded to those students who have made a substantial contribution to the Tuck community through their leadership in school programs and functions, and for their extraordinary efforts to help fellow students, especially in scholastic efforts. This prestigious award is named for the wife of Edward Tuck and co-founder of the Tuck School, Julia Stell. The recipients of the Julia Stell Award are Natalia Romanillos Alvarez, Joe Bond, Julia Joy Burke, Elizabeth Lena Briggs, Zachary Castle, Madeline Conlon, Nicole Ferraro, Anna Fishbon, Christopher Joseph Granada, Daniel Gutierrez Jimenez, Linda Magara Horner, Samyak Jaroli, Alexandra Jean Johnston, Ross Klosterman, Tran Mai Lei, Catherine Liao, Sam Liu, Sejal Navatia, Tosh Parashev, Brent Quimby, Melina Sanchez, Sarah Lloyd Slater, Arslan Suhail, Caroline Wells, Kevin Ewan, Hui Zhang, congratulations to all of our award winners.
At this time, I'm very pleased to introduce the T20 Student Body President, Caroline Wells. Caroline is a Philadelphia native who now calls Washington, D.C. home. After graduating from the University of Virginia, she began working for Deloitte Consulting, where she spent 4 years in the public sector practice before leaving to attend Tuck. Throughout her 2 years at Tuck, Caroline was elected as president of the student board, served as a fellow with the Center for Business, Government, and Society, and interned for Google in its trust and safety organization. Some of Caroline's favorite Tuck memories include traveling to Vietnam on a Tuck Go GIX, living in the Green Acres house in Norwich, ski racing during Tuck Winter Carnival, and running a 200-mile Ragnar relay race with the Tuck team. After graduating from Tuck, Caroline returned to Deloitte, where she is now a manager in the commercial practice, helping technology, media, and telecommunications companies measure and build trust with their customers and their employees. In the fall of 2021, Caroline married her Tuck partner, Josh. They now live in Washington with their very good dog, Champion, and they are expecting their first child in October. And as Caroline comes up, I would like to add that in those earliest days of the pandemic, all of us on the Dean's team valued immensely the creativity, the grace, and the resilience that Caroline brought and led to many of our discussions and decisions. And for all of that, Caroline, please know that I remain very, very grateful. So please join me in welcoming Caroline.
Okay, we're going to try and do this before any rain comes, but we're going to be thankful for the clouds. Thank you, Dean Slaughter, and thank you to all the faculty and staff at the Tuck School who have continued to carry the torch of the class of 2020 for the last 2 years. I think it's important to acknowledge that this day and this weekend were not guaranteed. It would have been very easy for the administration to let our class join the roster of departed classes and turn its attention to the serious charge of running a school during a global pandemic. But they didn't. And so I'd like to give a huge thank you to Lauren Morris, Sally Yeager, and the MBA Program Office, and Rachel Logan and Liz Nunez and Chelsea Laughinghouse of the Office of Alumni Engagement for enabling this amazing T20 family reunion. I also want to acknowledge a group of T20s who gave their time to planning this weekend while working full-time jobs and, in some cases, founding companies. Will Ross Klosterman, Jess Hayes, and Alexa Gales please stand up, and please join me in giving them a big round of applause. Lastly, I want to give a big thank you to my Tuck partner, Josh, and all the Tuck partners who are often the unsung heroes of the Tuck experience, but without whose love and support we would not be here. And now to the amazing class of 2020. What a special weekend this is, and what a special group of people are here. In the midst of the craziness of all of our lives, we have over 70% of our class who took time out of their busy schedules, and if social media is any indication, probably turned down multiple wedding invitations to come back to Hanover to celebrate together. The Tuck fabric is strong in the class of 2020, and I truly love each and every one of you. And you know, as we were preparing for this weekend, Lauren Morris, Linda Horner, and I were reflecting on how to strike the right balance between celebrating and honoring everything our class and our world have been through over the last 2 years. What's the right way to celebrate when we continue to face the impacts of a pandemic, political turmoil, global instability, and threats to our business, social, and democratic institutions? I don't have the answer, but I will just say this. No matter how chaotic and scary and disheartening the world might seem, we still need to recognize and celebrate the joys. And when I catch up with my classmates, whether in person or online, what I see and hear about are the milestones, big and small, that we've reached. The new jobs and promotions, the companies founded, the professional impact, the weddings and the babies and the new homes and the trips that have been taken and the meals that have been shared and the hobbies that have been started, and Mickey Silverman, who got his driver's license after 30 years. These are the joys, these are the moments, And these are the reasons to find the good and celebrate. And that's what this weekend is about, a moment to celebrate and be grateful that we can all be here together. You know, the fun thing about coming back to quote unquote graduate after 2 years is that we've now got some experience under our belts. We're no longer the bright-eyed graduates. We now get to be the experienced founders, the managers, the leaders, even if we still feel like bright-eyed graduates. And if I had made this speech 2 years ago, I would have said, imagine all that we can do. But today, the message gets to be, look at all that we've done and imagine what more is left to do. We get to answer the call for serious, accountable leadership, and we are in positions to act on this responsibility. If the past 2 years are any indication, the class of 2020 has got big things on the horizon. And I'm proud to know each and every one of you, and I'm proud to be one of you. And it is now my distinct honor to introduce one of my favorite T20s and a truly impressive professional in person, Linda Horner. Born and raised in Kampala, Uganda, Linda is the second, although favorite child of Peter and Margaret Magara. She immigrated to the United States in 2008 to pursue a bachelor's degree in business administration at the Masters University in California. After graduating, Linda worked at Deloitte, serving clients across various industries, including life sciences, retail, real estate, and manufacturing. Next, she worked at Aetna, where she collaborated with finance leaders across 150-plus healthcare providers to manage risk under value-based contracts before starting at Tuck in 2018. During her time at Tuck, Linda served in various roles, including 2019 Admitted Students Weekend co-chair and Tuck Africa co-chair. Post-Tuck, she worked at Credit Suisse in investment banking, then at Medtronic in strategy and business development for their deep brain stimulation product. She will be starting a new role in August as a corporate strategy director at Scan Health Plan in Long Beach, California. Linda lives in Los Angeles with her husband, Josiah, and is the proud mother of 2 very energetic, and I will add, adorable boys, Peter, 8, and Michael, 6.5, and I'm told he was emphatic about the and a half. Recently, there have been 2 additional members of the family, a bunny named Bunno and a gecko named Gecko. Please join me in welcoming Linda Horner to the stage.
Welcome home, T20s. And thank you, Caroline, for that very kind introduction. You know, 0.001%. Not great odds, right? It turns out this minuscule probability was the answer to one memorable homework assignment. It is start of fall 2019, and I'm sitting in what would end up being one of my favorite classes at Tuck, Arrhythmia Finance with Professor Fisher. So our first assignment prompt read, considering all of the alternative paths that your life might have taken, estimate the probability, starting from when you're 20 years old, that you would be sitting in this particular class on the first day of this term here at Tuck. Interesting. So I'm not entirely sure if I did this right, still don't know. But I went through the exercise. On the left, I listed several different decisions or forks in the road I had encountered in my journey, and on the right, a probability estimate for each of those events. I scribbled down like 16 different events, beginning with my immigration to the United States in 2008, and ending with being alive on the day of class. A little dark, I know. The probability for that last one turned out to be 1 out of 583,000. I'm not sure how I got there, but that was what I wrote down. In the middle are various other events I had given little thought to over the years, such as a surprise pregnancy with my second child. Interestingly, a decision to research and pursue an online MBA. Meeting Amy Mitson at an admissions event in LA. And of course, applying and being accepted to Tuck. At the bottom, my compound probability of sitting in that class that day, September 9th of 2019, was 0.001%. By the way, this calculation was done with me omitting an interesting little fact I didn't want the professor to find out, that I almost dropped the class that morning. See, that morning when I got up, a little voice whispered in my ear, "Really, Linda? This class feels kind of hard. Come on, second year, best year. Do you really want to be doing the absolute most?" And we've all been there. Your alarm clock rings on a Monday morning, and it has you questioning everything you live for. Do I really need that job, though? What is the worst thing that could happen if I don't show up? After all, it is a job seeker's market. But to counter this voice was the voice of wisdom from my husband, who said, try it out, Linda, and if it doesn't work out, drop it. I know you will not regret, you will regret not showing up. So as difficult as it felt, I got up, I got on the stage and bus, and I showed up. And after that, I was so intrigued, and I decided to stay. I mean, guys, I absolutely loved it. But given that little story, in reality, the true answer was probably less than 0.001%. Anyway, so when the class returned with their calculations, I was surprised to learn that over 95% of the class came to a similarly hair's breadth compound probability. We all received an amazing lesson in probabilities, the role of chance, and the paradox that unlikely things happen all the time. And it stayed with me. I mean, listen, mathematically, perhaps it makes sense, but mathematics aside, I was shocked to hear my classmates say that they had very low odds of getting into class. After all, when I could look around, I see a Navy SEAL, a doctor who's doing an MD MBA, a classmate who ran a successful political campaign. These are the smartest, most accomplished individuals I have ever known. A practically 0% chance, and yet there we all are. Hope it doesn't rain, another unprecedented event. All of us had the massive honor of being offered a place at TAC, and all of us made the best decisions of our lives to move from all over the world to this small, picturesque town in New Hampshire. These past 2 years, I have continually thought about this. How did I come to be in that class that day? And even today, how have I, a Ugandan immigrant, working mother of 2 young children, come to have the immense honor of standing in front of you? In my mind, it's really 3 things. Things that happened independent of me, what we might call chance, decisions I made along the way, and the decisions that people around me made to pour into my life. Chance, my choices, and people. So reflect back with me reflect with me on chance for a minute. So remember that class was in fall of 2019. So 5 months later, our MBA experience drastically changed with jarring immediacy. It was a sobering form of experiential learning to actually have an unlikely event occur. We learned we had to stay inside for 14 whole days. And as I processed this, I thought, 14 days? My goodness, that is like 2 weeks. I could never stay inside with my 2 little Tasmanian devils of distraction, Peter and Michael, for 2 weeks. We will not make it. I love you. In all seriousness, our last term was, to say the very least, unexpected. We had no disorientation, no dancing, no dinners. No tripod hockey, cabin nights, global travel, T20s. We were a testament that unlikely things happen all the time. Who could have known that this is how it could be? But that is chance. And as always, though, the most important thing is what you do in response to something like that. And when I saw how you, my classmates, responded, I was so proud to be a part of this community. All we had at the time were our choices. And I'm so happy, class of 2020, to be back here celebrating yours. You chose to be resilient, to adapt. And even though you were mourning a lost TAC experience, you chose to help those who did not have the same resources you had. I was so proud to see you lean in and truly show up in virtual classes, to see you offer your network to help classmates get jobs, and through MBA's Fight COVID, offer your knowledge and encouragement to small business owners as they navigated this difficult time. Then you joined the workforce, and you continued to beat the odds. Despite a global pandemic, geopolitical turmoil, heartbreaking social unrest, and so many unprecedented events, you made it. You overcame uncertain start dates. You trudged through video job interviews. And when you finally started work, you overcame emotional burnout when work from home became living at work. A group of you even continued to work tirelessly to make this in-person ceremony happen. You, my friends, came out stronger, wiser leaders who continue to have a massive impact on the world, in the world of business. You know, last night, I couldn't help but also notice so many babies, so many. I mean, I want a baby now, you know? And then you also got married, and some of you to each other. Amazing. All of that is to say, you understood that in the face of this random event, your choices were that much more important, and you chose to do something. A round of applause for yourselves. And thanks again to Caroline and the T20 team that organized this event. I speak for all of us when I say we could not be more grateful for your contributions. Now, we could not have done this alone. You all have people in your lives that have made this day possible. So let's start the gratitude train by thanking the people who tirelessly stood by us and for us during this unpredictable experience. TAC partners, thank you. Thank you for moving to the woods or supporting us from a distance. Thank you for the mock interviews, the planned events, the day trips with tiny tuckies. Thank you for every lunch packed, every encouragement offered, and every smile shared. Thank you for your diligence day after day from the very first day to this great day. Oh yeah, and the money. Thanks for giving us your money. You reminded us that life is far more fulfilling when it's done alongside the people we hold dear. And with that, will the TAC partners please stand up? A round of applause, please, for our TAC partners. I don't see you. Come on, guys, don't be shy. Thank you, TAC partners. But personally, I'm so thankful for the people who have helped me overcome the tremendous odds that led me to be here with you all on this transcendent day. Thank you to Josiah for encouraging me to apply to TAC 5 years ago when I believed my only option as a working mom of young children was to pursue a part-time online MBA. Thank you to Sally, to Vincent, Dia, and members of the MBA program office who got us through some difficult times with your wise counseling. Thank you personally for the countless hours you allowed me to vent, cry, and laugh in your office. Your impact is invaluable. And then my family and my friends, especially my parents, thank you to Captain Peter and Margaret Margara, who as a little girl sacrificed so much for me to become the woman I am today. My sons, Peter and Michael. Hi, guys. You are my light and my everything. You motivate me every day to dream even bigger and push through. I'm so proud of you. In 2050, we will return for our 30-year reunion. Imagine what it will feel like. I think I'll still look like this. You know, with technology and, yeah. Okay. Imagine what it will feel like. You will have conquered mountains, formed new relationships, perhaps welcomed grandchildren. You will have run corporations and set public policy. You will have spearheaded positive change in healthcare, education, and climate. And I have every confidence that you, my classmates, will have made decisions to better the world through business. But it won't come without great challenges and unprecedented events. You know, interestingly, I envisage not many of you will think about the COVID-19 pandemic in the same way you think about it today. I imagine you'll remember it as an event that shaped your life. But this and other events to come will not define you. Rather, it will be about the bold decisions you made in the face of them that make you who you are. So when you go back to work on Monday, for those of you that are, I implore you to start looking at your life from the vantage point of 30 years from now and ask yourself, when I look back at the roster of choices I've made, including the ones I will make this day, this week, and even this year, will I find that I would be proud to make them all in the same way? Listen, of course, making these choices won't always be easy. I don't need to tell you that. Like a game of poker, you will sometimes be asked to make bets with incomplete information, and sometimes, even after what you believe is the best decision, the outcome will be unfavorable, because that is the element of chance. Nevertheless, learn from it. Now, I want you to look at the people sitting around you. One thing I know for sure, I love that you actually looked. I wasn't sure about that one. One thing I know for sure is that your time at TAC with these people will be a considerable part of what drove you to achieve the things you worked so hard to achieve. So lean in and continue to show up for each other. T20s, show up for the unforgettable relationships we built in these woods. And never forget to have fun along the way, because that's what makes us Tuckies. Thank you once again for allowing me a few moments to speak to this wonderful audience. Coming to TAC for me was one of the most transformative experiences of my life. I cannot express how happy, how humbled, and how fortunate I am that chance, choice, and people in my life would have led me to this moment. It has been such an incredible honor, and I got through with that without crying. So congratulations, class of 2020.
Linda, thank you for those uplifting reflections about chance, choice, and people. And with that, this special T20 Investiture celebration will now conclude with a long-awaited school tradition for your great class, an official class photo on the steps of Tuck Hall. So please stay close, and for directions, please look to Lauren and to our awesome photographer, Rob. And once again, on behalf of all of us, all the faculty and staff and alumni of the Tuck School, my sincerest congratulations and best wishes to each and every one of you T20s, and to all of your loved ones as well. It is terrific to have you back here on campus with us once again. Keep well and keep close. Thank you.
Cover, let's go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Great. Check that. Great. 3, and now 1, 3, head up in the air, go.